Hi, I'm Lynne. Welcome to this week's You Go Girl Fit tip. Lose the weights. Well, it's February and it is Heart Month, and it's time to focus on your heart health. As a woman, heart disease provides equal opportunity. 1 out of every 2 women now suffer from heart disease. And did you know that nearly twice as many women suffer from heart disease and stroke as opposed to cancer, including breast cancer? So heart disease is very important for you to know how to prevent it, how to treat it. Now, you can see that I'm walking on this treadmill with weights. And I see very often women using weights, whether while they're walking or running, in the neighborhood, outside, and walking around the block, or on a treadmill such as this. But I'm going to ask you to lose the weights. Why? Because the repetitive motion of going forward and back like this puts a lot of stress and strain on your shoulder joint, your elbow joint, and your wrist. So I'm going to explain exactly what happens. Your muscles are like rubber bands. The more you elongate them, the more elastic they become. So this elasticity helps them to return back to their original state. That's muscles. However, inside your joints are ligaments. They are not elastic. They are not elastic. So once they become overstretched, they remain overstretched. Have you ever twisted your ankle or sprained your ankle and then find yourself retwisting or spraining your ankle after you've recovered? It's because the tendons and ligaments have overstretched. And it's very important to prevent that overstretching from occurring by avoiding to use the weights. It's like placing a rock in this rubber band and swinging it around through centrifugal force over a period of time. It just becomes overstretched. So lose the weights in order to help you to get the most out of your cardiovascular training. Now, I'm going to give you a couple tips on how to improve the intensity of your cardiovascular training. Come with me. Here are a few tips to help you to increase your intensity while you're working your heart. Number 1, variety. Use all different types of pieces of equipment that we have in the club. Not only the treadmill, but also the arc trainer, or the elliptical, or the bikes. There are all kinds of pieces of equipment which can help you to increase your heart. Now, you notice with the arc trainer here, I'm moving my arms forward and back. No need to even add weights. So you can add additional resistance by pulling on the handles here. Okay, also you can take classes, and as you know, we offer a bunch of classes such as body attack, body step, that really help to elevate that heart rate. The next tip is to focus on mixing things up. So whenever you are on your piece of equipment, you want to focus on increasing the intensity, increase the speed, increase the angle in which you're working through an elliptical piece. So mix up your workout. Try to avoid working at a steady state or at the same level of height or speed for the 20 or 30 minutes that you're on that piece of equipment. Another tip is to focus on interval training. Interval training is one of the best ways to burn calories efficiently because you have peaks of higher intensity alternating with valleys of lower intensity. And what that means, it doesn't mean that you're stopping the exercise. No, it means that you're continuing to move, whether it's by doing continual cardiovascular activity or by stopping it and using some strength training equipment, as we do in some of our classes, such as Power It Up. Okay, what I mean by that is that start using your piece of equipment for a good 4 or 5 minute steady state for a warm-up, so your body is prepared. Then increase the intensity by increasing either the incline or the speed, and work at about 60 to 75 or 80% of what feels comfortable for you. Do that for about 90 seconds, about a minute or a minute and a half, and then decrease the intensity back down to what feels comfortable for you, and then you can reduce the intensity even further for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then you repeat the interval over and over again so that you're constantly increasing that intensity, have a period of recovery, and then a period of steady state. And that peaks and the peaks and the valleys will really boost your caloric expenditure. It's an awesome way to train. Now, your cardiovascular training should feel just right, just like Baby Bear's bed. You remember the story of the 3 bears. Mama Bear's bed was too soft. Papa Bear's bed was too hard. But Baby Bear's bed was just right. A really good test to tell if you're working in that training zone so your intensity level is just right. You should be able to talk and exercise at the same time. Now you notice now I'm on a recumbent life cycle or exercise bike, and it not only gives my back support but helps me to train within that training zone, and also it provides variety. So you saw the treadmill, you saw the Cybex Arc trainer, and also the recumbent bike. If you want to really mix things up, do 10 minutes on each piece of equipment. Remember, 30 minutes of non-stop cardiovascular training is what the American Heart Association recommends, and which the Surgeon General also recommends for you to do every single day to prevent heart disease. Heart health is not just about exercising your heart, it's also about relaxing your heart. So steam up your self-esteem by getting in the steam room or the sauna. So excuse me while I slip into the sauna right now. So that's it for this week's Fit Tip. Lose the weights in order to increase the intensity of your cardiovascular training. Here's a joke for you. What kinds of jokes do vegetables like? Corny jokes, of course. So if you'd like to forward this Fit Tip to a friend, fellow coworker, or family member, go ahead and hit the forward button below. And if you'd like more information about this tip or other Fit Tips, please log on to BrickBodies or LynneBricks.com. Until we meet again, you go, girl.